Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is lecture number 3 of chemical bonding. In this lecture, we are going to study the need of hybridization, concept of hybridization, types of hybridization. It means this lecture we are completely discussing on hybridization. Initially, we are going to see introduction of the hybridization, why it is need, and then definition of hybridization, and then we are going to see the types of hybridization. As we know that, according to valency bond theory, the valency of an element is the number of unpaired electrons taking part in the bonding. The number of bonds formed by the element is equal to the number of unpaired electrons in an atom, according to the valence bond theory. We studied in the yesterday's lecture, that is, the number of unpaired electrons is equal to that can be taking part in the bond formation. So, the number of bonds formed by the element is equal to the number of unpaired electrons. In such a way, here we can say, however, in some cases it does not appear to be same. Means in some cases it does not appear to be same. For example, if we consider the electronic configuration of beryllium atomic number is a 4. We know that the beryllium is atomic number 4. Electronic configuration, if we write it 1s2, 2s2, 2p0, means with that boron is atomic number 5. 1s2, 2s2, 2p1, and that of carbon, if we see 1s2, 2s2, 2p1, that is 2px1, 2py1, it means that still in the electronic configuration of the beryllium atom has no unpaired electron. According to the, here we can see the electronic configuration, beryllium has the no unpaired electron, but boron atom has only one unpaired electron, while that of carbon has two unpaired electrons. But in the case we have certain molecules like BH2, that is beryllium dihydrogen, beryllium dichloride molecules, means still here beryllium has no unpaired electron. Still the molecules of BH2, BCl2 are known. Again, we can see boron atom has only one electron, only one unpaired electron in their electronic configuration. We can see that is 1s2, 2s2, 2p x1, that is in the p orbital we have only one electron according to the boron atomic number 5. But we have this some more molecules, example BCl3, B2O3, BF3 molecules, boron trichloride, boron trifluoride. These molecules are known. How these molecules can be formed? Again, we can see here in case of the carbon atom also, carbon having the unpaired electrons only the 2, because it having the in the ground state, we can see here that is carbon atomic number is 6, 1s2, 2s2, 2px1, 2py1. It means it has only 2 unpaired electrons. According to the valence bond theory, it can only possibility to form the 2 valences. But here carbon atom shows the covalence of the 4 molecules, means carbon can bond with the 4 different atoms. Means we have the molecules like CH4, CCl4 in their compounds. But this formation, it was explained on the basis of a certain concept is known as the hybridization. Okay, this is where possibility of this B of different covalence of the beryllium, boron and the carbon on the basis of the number of unpaired electrons in the ground state of the atom. But in the excited state of the atom, molecules get excited, molecules get paired electrons can be formed into unpaired electrons, where it needs the hybridization concept. Therefore, in order to explain the observed covalences element like beryllium, boron, carbon and other elements, and also it observed the geometries and bond angles of the molecules like water, ammonia, methane. So this can be explained on the basis of the concept of hybridization, as well as the hybrid orbitals becomes very necessary. So with this concept of hybridization, we can explain the formation of a molecules with a different molecules like boron. It can show the trivalency. Beryllium, still it has the no unpaired electron. It can show the divalency, means it can form the two different molecules like BH2, BCl2. So this can be explained only on the basis of the need of concept of hybridization. Let me see what is the concept of the hybridization. It is very simple, means the concept of hybridization. It is the process of mixing and recasting. Process of mixing and recasting. Here we can see mixing and recasting or redistribution of atomic orbitals of slightly different energies in an isolated atom to form a set of new hybrid orbitals having equal energies and shape is called as the hybridization. Very simple. It means it is the process of mixing and recasting. What is the recasting? Redistribution means just we have to take it all the atomic orbitals with in a equal form, where we have to take in equal form. Suppose here it is, let us consider here it is the atomic orbital. This is one atomic orbital. This is one atomic orbital. This is one atomic orbital. We have to take it all the mix. We have to do it mix and then redistribution having the same. Getting my point? This is a very simple example. If suppose if 2-3 people's having the different tiffin boxes, what we have to do in the at the lunch time, if all the peoples get together, so what we do, all the tiffin of the boxes, it can be get combined and redistribute to the all. With this, what will happen? It is equally distributed to the all one. So likewise, the process of mixing and recasting of atomic orbitals having slightly different energies in an isolated atom to form a set of new hybrid orbitals having equal energies and shape is called as the hybridization. Means आपण जेवढे atomic orbital आपण hybridization मध्ये involve करतो तेवढेच hybrid orbitals can be formed. It means same, means atomic orbitals are involved, that is mixing and recasting, as well as redistribution with equal energies and equal shape is called as the hybridization. Okay, next, what are the characteristics of hybrid orbitals? How the characteristics of hybrid orbitals here you can see, and hybridization. Once we have the point wise, when these are the very important characteristics where we have to apply in the hybridization. Once we can see here, orbitals of the same atom or ion undergo the hybridization. Only the orbitals of the same atom. Suppose if I am taking the carbon is the central atom, so only the carbon atomic orbitals undergo the hybridization and it forms the hybrid orbitals. So likewise, hybrid orbitals of the same atom or ion undergo hybridization. Second, the orbitals which are slightly differ in their energy can take part in the hybridization. Which orbitals can be take part in the hybridization? It must be the little bit of slightly different in the energy. For example, 2s orbital is there, 2p orbital is there, where both the shell is there, means s orbital and the p orbital both are in the main shell of the second. It can be s orbital, it has certain energy, and p orbital again they have certain energy, where the slightly differ in their energy can take part in the hybridization. Third, atomic orbitals undergo hybridization usually when atom is in excited state. This is very important, where only the atomic orbitals undergo the hybridization when atom is in the excited state. As we discussed in the previously, that is where the molecule of beryllium having the no unpaired electrons, still it molecules form the Bes2 BeCl2. How that can be possible? In the ground state, it has no unpaired electron, but when the other atoms, the hydrogen atoms, come closer to the beryllium atom, at the same time beryllium undergo excitation, it forms the two unpaired electrons, and that forms combined with the remaining of the hydrogen atom. Likewise, atomic orbitals undergo hybridization usually when atom is in excited state. This is very important, say we condition or its characteristics of the hybridization. The number of hybrid orbitals formed is equal to the number of orbitals taking part in hybridization. Very simple. Means how many orbitals going under the hybridization? Suppose if 3 atomic orbitals undergo the hybridization, means simultaneously 3 new hybrid orbitals are formed. You're getting my point? For example, 4 atomic orbitals going for hybridization, undergo hybridization, means once the 4 orbitals are mixed and they get redistributed and they recasted, form into the new 4 hybrid orbitals. Are getting my point? Means how many atomic orbitals undergo for the hybridization, same number of hybrid orbitals can be formed. That is nothing but the fourth number point. Here we can see the number of hybrid orbitals formed is equal to the number of orbitals taking part in the hybridization. Next, the hybrid orbitals produced are generally of equal energy and identical shape. This is also very important, as we seen in the picture the concept of the hybridization. Different beakers and the different volumes of the solution was taken, but all are mixed and equally distributed. That is called as the hybridization. Simple. So likewise, the hybrid orbitals produce generally equal energies and identical shape. The formed hybrid orbitals having the same energies and the same shape. What they are formed the hybrid orbitals. Next, in the hybrid orbitals, the orbitals becomes concentrated in a particular direction, so that represented as small lobe and the large lobe. This is very important. Whenever when we see in the for example of formation of different molecules that we are going to see in the next lecture, that is formation of beryllium, hydrogen, that BH2, BCl2, BF3, CH4 molecules, where we can see hybrid orbitals is always it will forms becomes concentrated in a particular direction, so that one small lobe and one large lobe is possible. Means likewise, whenever we form into the hybrid orbital, always it is in a likewise. Means here it is atomic, here the electron will be there. One is the small lobe and one is the bigger lobe. So likewise, this is a small lobe and this is a bigger lobe. Why it is possible? For concentration of the particular direction. Means hybrid orbitals are concentrated in one direction for maximum overlapping. For that only the equally distributed atomic orbitals are concentrated in a hybrid orbitals are concentrated in a one direction. With that, there is a formation of one is small lobe and one is the large lobe. Next, hybrid orbitals of an atom can overlap atomic orbitals or hybrid orbitals of other atoms forming a covalent bond. Means once the hybrid orbitals are formed, they can combine with the atomic orbitals of an atom or maybe of different hybrid orbitals of the atom, and they form the covalent bonds. And the last one, the shape of the molecule and the bond angles are suggested by the type of hybridization and the orientation of molecule. This is very important. The shape of molecule and the bond angles. What the shape is there? For example, if only s and p orbitals are involved, means there is a formation of the linear molecules. How there is a bond angle is a 180. Means depends upon the shape of the molecule and the bond angles are suggested by the type of the hybridization as well as the orientation of the orbitals. Means for example, if linear hybrid orbitals are formed, that forms to be the linear hybridization. If a planar molecules are there, if a trigonal planar of hybrid orbitals are there, it forms the trigonal planar hybridization. So likewise, depends on the orientation of the hybrid orbitals, the hybridization can be different. So these are the very important characteristics of hybrid orbitals and hybridization, in which we are going to see some more examples in the upcoming lectures, where the hybridization is involved with respect to the different hybrid orbitals. So here we can see the types of hybridization. There are mainly two types of hybridizations are you can see here. Very simple, depends on the atomic orbitals. We have the four different that is hybrid orbitals. Generally we have the s orbital, p orbital, d orbital and f orbital. But here generally there are two types of orbitals here we can see, using s and p orbital, using s, p and d orbitals. Here we can see the s orbital is a spherical in shape, p orbital in the dumbbell shape, px, this is a px and this is a py and this is a 2pz. Here we can see again for the 3 d orbital we have the 5 d orbitals, that is dx square minus y square, which is in completely lying on the axis, and dz square which is along the z axis, and x and y, that is in the plane between x and y, xz, that is in the plane between x and z, yz, this is in the plane between the y and z, where the 5 orbitals of d orbitals, these are the s orbital, and these are the p orbitals, and these are the d orbitals. Means the hybridization can be possible by using s and p orbital, okay, and the hybridization can be possible only by using s, p and d orbitals. Means it can combination of s orbital, p orbital, it can be combination of the s, p and d orbital. By using the s and p orbital, we have the how many types of hybridizations are there? sp hybridization, sp2 hybridization and sp3 hybridization. Here we can see, I will change the pointer of the color, it will be better to understand for the where the pointer of color can be changed, or in color, let me see here, pointer color, the highlighter, or let me see how it can be color is there. Okay, here I will okay, it's not changing. leave it. So here that is sp, sp2, sp3 hybridization by using s and p orbital, and for using d orbital, that is dsp2, sp3d, sp3d2 and sp3d3 hybridization are possible for sp and d orbitals. So with this I will stop here. In the next lecture directly we will see hybridization using s and p orbital as well as s and p and d orbitals. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel and share my channel, and also press the bell icon button for upcoming latest videos notification. Thank you.